Hey guys, it is Dr. Cree. I am here for our latest edition of the Dr. Cree and Me show. I am Dr. Cree. I am a board certified family medicine physician, and I specialize in helping everyday, overworked, regular people learn to live healthy lives. I feel like when you know better, you can do better. So cheers to living healthy, happy, whole lives. So as you know, hey Angela, March is Colon Cancer Awareness Month. So make sure to let other people know that we're here so that we can get this information out. So March is Colon Cancer Awareness Month. And it is on us to know that the recommendations have updated. So just so you know, for African Americans, hey Miss Tony, for African Americans, the screening has lowered to 45 years old. So usually you think 50 years old. Hey Carlos, oftentimes your insurance company, you may have to call your insurance company to see if they are allowing you to be screened at 45 years old. So number one, some screenings can start as young as 45 years old, especially if you're African American. So number two, some insurances, like I said, may allow this age of 45, or some may try and force you to wait until 50. Hey, Miss Diane. So just know that first tomorrow, if you're 45 years old, if you're over 40, I would suggest you calling your insurance to say, what is the screening age for colonoscopies? And colonoscopies are the gold standard, even still, for your colonoscopies. Hey, Miss Marion Drake. All right, number one, you can start getting screened as young as 45. So if you are here, let us know if you've had your colonoscopy yet. Let us know if you've had your colonoscopy and how old you were when you first started getting screened. So number one, you can get started as early as 45 years old. Number two, some insurances may or may not allow you to start getting it at 45. Just because the recommendations have changed, sometimes the insurances are a little bit slower to jump on the bandwagon. So they may try to make you wait to 50, but try your chances at getting it at 45. Number three, there is a test that's called Cologuard. I'm sure you've seen the commercials. There's a little green little animal, and they talk about where they mail this box to your house, and then you open up the kit. Go ahead and open the kit when you get it in the bathroom, and it talks you through leaving a stool sample. Then you can call UPS and have them to pick it back up from your house, so you don't even have to leave your house. And so you can do the Cologuard. So Cologuard is an option. If that Cologuard is negative, it's checking for DNA inside of your stool to see if you actually have some precancerous or cancerous changes in there. And if your Cologuard is negative, you do not have to get a screening for 3 years. However, if your Cologuard is positive, then it would trigger you to need a colonoscopy. Hey, Miss Wanda. Hey, Mama Sharon. Hey, Persephone. So, 45 years old is the youngest that you can get your colonoscopy. That may be based off on race, for sure, African Americans. That may be based on your insurance company. Number two, some insurances may still try and require that you wait until the age of 50. But still call if you're in your 40s to see if you are truly a candidate. Number three is Cologuard. Cologuard, you can do Cologuard if you are have no colon cancer history in your family. So your mom didn't have it, your grandmother, your dad, your siblings. If no one had colon cancer, then you can say, well, can I do the Cologuard instead of the colonoscopy? A negative Cologuard is a pretty good sign that you may not have any cancerous changes. But a positive Cologuard definitely means that you need a colonoscopy. Colonoscopy is, done. That's in the office. They put you to sleep, make you a little bit sleepy. And they go put the lube on the tube, go up your bottom with the camera and look all the way up your colon. And they're looking for polyps. If they find polyps, they take a piece of that polyp and then send it to the lab to see if it's precancerous or cancerous or not. Let me see a question. Ms. Sharon said, I had one before 45 because of tummy issues every 10 years after that. Correct. So good, you're on top of it. Hey, Leah. So, like I said, number 4, the gold standard is colonoscopy. When in doubt, if you need to know what kind of screening that you should ask for your colonoscopy, because that's when they legitimately can see all the way through your colon. And number 5, if you have symptoms, remember we talked about symptoms earlier this month, that being changes in your stools. The stools used to be one way, now they are thin. They thin out and then get bigger again. More diarrhea, more constipation, blood in your stool, weight loss, unexplained weight loss. Any of these things are reasons why you should possibly not wait until your screening age, which is 45 and up, to have your colonoscopy. So remember, starting at 45 is a good age to get your colonoscopy. Number 2, some insurances may not allow you to get it done. They may not be advertising for 50. So be your own advocate, y'all. Hey, Miss Deborah, be your own advocate and go right then and there and call and say, hey, call your insurance company, not your primary care doctor, not your GI doctor. Your doctor won't know what your insurance is requiring. So call your insurance and say, how old are you allowing us to start getting the screening? Because I heard recommendations for African Americans were 45 years old. Number 3, Cologuard is an option. That's where you can leave the sample. They send it to you in the mail, talk you through directions on how to leave your stool sample, package it back up, call UPS or FedEx or whoever, have them to pick it back up, and then it checks for DNA for precancerous and cancerous genes. And if it is positive, you have to have a colonoscopy, because 9 times out of 10 you have polyps or some kind of abnormality inside of your colon. And if it's negative, you repeat it in 3 years. So you can get a negative Cologuard can take the place of a colonoscopy. Hey, Miss Tammy. Number 4, but really the truth is the gold standard test is still a colonoscopy. But if you're afraid to go during COVID times or have put it off, anything at this point is better than nothing. Because just because we're in COVID times doesn't mean that cancer's not still happening. Heart attacks are still happening. Strokes are still happening. So if you put off last year, go ahead on and get it done, okay? And number 5, if you have symptoms like we talked about, unexplained weight loss, blood in your stool, changes in your bowel caliber, now I'm to have more diarrhea, now I have more constipation, stool was big, now it's like a pencil, now it's big again, there could be signs of cancer. So don't wait. Ms. Drake said, I had one at 50, precancerous polyps were removed, so every 5 years, and have polyps removed every single time. I would love one earlier than 5 years. So Ms. Drake, your GI doctor is going to look at those and they'll look at the polyps, send the polyps off to for biopsy, to the lab, and it will tell you whether those are high risk for cancer, that kind of thing. And usually, if need be, I've seen people that have to get a colonoscopy every single year based on what those polyps look like. So I'm sure if they were any worse, that your doctor would say, hey, you need to get it sooner than 5 years. So anyway, if you guys have not had your initial colonoscopy, or if you're putting off your colonoscopy because of COVID, ask about a Cologuard, as long as you do not have any first-degree relative with colon cancer. That's your parents, your siblings, those kind of relatives. If you do, remember you need to get your screening 10 years before they had their diagnosis. So they were diagnosed with colon cancer at 45. You need to have your first colonoscopy at 35. So it's not cookie cutter. When in doubt, talk to your primary care doctor. So these are the updated screenings for the colonoscopy screenings. And I'm your girl, Dr. Cree, a board-certified family medicine physician. I specialize in helping everyday people learn to live healthy, happy, whole lives. I feel like when you know better, we can do better. So I challenge you to knowing better and doing better. So tomorrow, either call your insurance company or call your GI doctor and say, a primary care doctor, and say, it's time for me to get my colonoscopy. Don't do it because you're scared. Do it because you have to. Yes, you have to drink the prep starting at 3 o'clock or so before, the day before, and you poop a lot. But I would rather you have a clean stool and a clean bill of health than have cancer brewing and not know. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Shanisha. Anyway, hey, Felicia. All right, y'all. I'm going to go follow me on Instagram if you're not following me there at Dr. Cree, DoctorKre. Anyway, talk to y'all later.